welcome to this APMG Midday Mentors episode by APMG International. Today with us is Bartosz Gurczynski. Bartosz, I hope this is the right pronunciation of your surname.
You are getting better and better in the pronunciation of my name.
Thank you for this. Bartosz is the managing partner at CIONet Poland, and he has a huge experience in education and in IT. Bartosz, maybe you can tell more about yourself.
First, I should start with how we met. So we met as the country leaders of ITSMF. I was the country leader in Poland, you in Italy. So at that time, you couldn't pronounce my name correctly, so it's great improvement. And then I was all the time, all my life, I was close to education, so IT education, so always close to APMG and certified trainings and certification. But last 6 years I spent with CIONet, so the global community of digital leaders, CIOs, established in Belgium with 15 years of history. And I manage together with my partners the CIONet in Poland. But I think it's also good to mention, because you will ask me the question probably about it, that I'm also responsible for international knowledge sharing program in the CIONet community, which is called Tribes.
Yeah, but I think that also for you, the word competence is very important. So, and IT competencies, I think that could be very important to you also to implement, to improve, or not, Bartosz? What do you think about the IT competencies?
I think that the importance of competencies is even growing, because we have a number of categories of knowledge, of course. We can speak about competencies in the process management area. That's where we come from. Mm-hmm. So it's still important, especially after Agile was introduced. We have new concepts, new perspectives. So we have to follow new trends. So this is one part. Another one is, of course, technological or technology perspective. So complexity, the technology trends are growing. Cloud is coming. So what we hear from CIOs that we have completely new competencies needed. So the old engineers now have to be completely reskilled.
Reskilled or upskilled?
That's interesting discussion. I know CIOs who would say, I have to reset his memory to load it again, because we need new people, new way of thinking, because new architectures related to cloud being cloud native, the way of development, continuous improvement, continuous integration, continuous development, all those trends require a new way of thinking. So from my perspective, what I hear, because I can only tell you what I hear, I do not employ IT people, but I have contact with, we should say, hundreds of leaders who train people who depend on them, on their knowledge. So there are two trends. One is to upskill them, to give them new knowledge and to reset a little bit. But there are also trends saying that we need new people, younger people. Sorry for that. New way of thinking is more important in cloud migration than old management style.
And what about the relationship between skills and IT complexity?
I think that's also interesting, because we believed that it's possible that to have one engineer who knows, and it was also built in a little bit of the DevOps thinking, I think, that there will be engineer or expert who will know much about infrastructure, software development, monitoring tools in the same time. But again, what I hear is what we observe is that we are coming back to specialization in IT departments. So even we build end-to-end DevOps teams, we have specialized experts within those teams, because the complexity drives this. So we are not able, in our human brains, we are not able to put too much of information about different platforms, different layers. So I think that's the result of complexity. I remember or my old times, when in 90s when I was starting, it was yeah, the IT infrastructure and the way applications were developed and managed was quite simple in comparison to what we have now.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that sharing is important? Because I can see that very often you speak about sharing.
Yeah, so first I would like to, before I say what I want to say about sharing is,
okay,
I want to be understood clearly. Traditional ways of teaching people are still important. So you need both technical certification, traditional trainings with good trainers and good syllabus, good location. Now in digital format, you need maybe a little bit of Microsoft Teams or Zoom, but it all works. What I believe in is that, and it's because I'm managing the community, and we had the same in ITSMF, but we couldn't really utilize this power. I don't know why, but it's a different conversation, maybe offline. But what I believe that when you have 10 experts from the same domain, no vendors, no consultants, but you put them around the same table, and one of those people will raise the question, will define the issue, or will propose the topic of discussion, what we will observe is the spontaneous way of sharing knowledge. The only thing that is needed is a little bit of facilitation, so time boxing would be needed. So to stop those guys if they go somewhere to the boring discussion, or for example, to the areas where nobody have competence, and they of course try to elaborate on the topics they are not experts on. So, but that's something I'm working on now, and it was something like new for me. I was the consultant and trainer, and so I was teaching people, but now I see how powerful is the well-defined mechanism of people learning from each other. That's what we call community effect, I would say, of what we know perfectly, Chiara, because we know communities
quite well.
Well.
And so you organize these, how do you call these groups that you organize at CIONet?
Yeah, CIONet is calling this program Tribes. It's now active in Poland, Belgium. We start in a number of countries, including Australia, US, and few European countries. So it requires some work to establish such a group. So you need to convince 10, 12 companies to work together, to join together for 12 months, and to pay for that, of course. But
another story.
Another story. But the end result, that's what I wanted to, that was your question. It was amazing but we had this in ITSMF, in ITSMF international meetings where we were learning from each other.
Yeah.
When somebody was asking the question how to do something, how to handle the issue in my Polish subsidiary operation, then Chiara could explain me how it was handled in Italy, and it was the flow of experience and knowledge. So that is something I believe in, in the combination of other ways of teaching could be the solution of one of the most important challenges of the CIOs, digital leaders, which is the team, the knowledge of the team, and the power they represent.
Fine. Well, many thanks, Bartosz.
Thank you so much.